Start homegrown home team Philadelphia Smoke getting set to take on the Las Vegas Hustle. And with that, we welcome you down to the booth. Bubba Jenkins, Rich Quinones. Appreciate everyone keeping us locked in this evening on TCL BrawlPass. All right, we just saw the upstart Miami Stealth dispatch the defending champs, the New York City Attitude, 229-222. They move on. They're going to take on LA. The winner of tonight's contest between Philadelphia and Vegas will take on Boston next weekend in the semis, and then after that, we will have but two. But my friend, you're getting a little giggy, right? I mean, I felt this before during our previous broadcast. Vegas, and now you're equating me to the Philadelphia side, even though everyone knows I'm a New York native. All right, lay it out for me. Philly, Las Vegas, what do we think?
Yeah, well, I think I'm excited about the opportunity that Vegas has to upset the #1 seed in Philly. I don't know, but a lot of people know that I won nationals here in Philadelphia, not to toot my own horn. So I'm at home being here, even though I'm a Vegas guy. I'm not biased because I know how this crowd can get. You know, they boot Santa Claus. I've seen it. So we're here in the city of brotherly love, looking for some good action inside the Sweet Science. But outside here, all love, my friend. All love.
Listen, I feel like I'm getting picked on by Bubba. So with that, I need a little Philly flavor. I got to throw it to my guy, Brian Campbell, standing by with, of course, Steve USS Cunningham and our own Dewey Cooper. Guys, bail me out. Give me some Philly love, will you?
Thank you so much, Rich. The playoffs are heating up, and guys, you know what that means. Everything is heightened. The pace picks up. The urgency needs to be there. Dewey Cooper, the president of TCL, we saw in that first-round matchup earlier tonight with Miami and New York City that the team that gets hot sometimes is the team that keeps going, no matter whether you're the defending champ or not coming in.
Real fast, let me correct our beautiful commentators over there. Put some respect on Las Vegas' name. It's not a guarantee that Miami's going to face LA. If Las Vegas dethrones the Philadelphia Smoke, they'll be the number 8 seed. They would then fight the highest seed, which is Los Angeles, if Philadelphia loses. Los Angeles is ranked number 2. Miami is ranked number 3. Boston's ranked number 4. So, if the Philadelphia Smoke wins, it'll be Philadelphia versus Boston, Los Angeles versus Miami. If Las Vegas wins tonight, it'll be Los Angeles Elite versus the Las Vegas Hustle, and then it'll be number 3 versus number 4, which will be the Miami Stealth versus the Boston Butcher. So let's get that right. First of all, it's been fantastic fight so far. This fight is going to be action personified. The weigh-ins got a little chippy yesterday. The heavyweights are fighting, and I put a wager up since they were about the street fight at the weigh-ins between Joey Dawejko and Patrick Mailata. I said I'm giving $500 cash to the guy if you win both rounds. They're fighting twice tonight. If one guy unanimously wins both rounds, I got $500 to him right there in the ring.
Wow, straight from the president's pocket, Steve, to the winner. This is your home city. They bring it here. Philadelphia coming in with big title hopes. What can we expect inside this building, the old ECW arena?
Oh my goodness, man! I'm even more excited for this one than I was the last one. You know, because it's home team. Of course, I'm not going to be biased. Hey, and I have my son on the team too, 160-pounder Steve Jr. Listen, expect the same thing that you've always expected out of Philadelphia fighters. They come ready, they come skillful, and they come with that dog. Period. That's all I have to say, man.
Well,
we'll be prepared.
Indeed. We're going to get a lot deeper into this matchup, but if you're new to Team Combat League, we are in the quarterfinal rounds of the playoffs, and it's the unique rule set in the TCL that makes every moment matter. We get 24 one-round bouts set up, broken up into 8 at a time. We're going to go with the launch rounds, hit into the middle rounds, and then the money rounds. But you see our rule set, 1 or 2 matchups per boxer. Some of these fighters you'll see twice. It's the fact that you never know what's going to happen next, and the score can turn in any direction that makes this rule set so unique.
Absolutely. Action personified, the best boxing format in the world. You're getting 24 12th round fights all tonight. Philadelphia Smoke versus Las Vegas Hustle does not get any better, guys. I'm telling you, buckle up. It's about to get insane.
Indeed, in our scoring system, of course, you see here's the launch rounds to kick it off. We'll get the middle rounds and then those money rounds, and you can see some fighters repeat, which really comes down to strategy for the coaches here between Philadelphia and Las Vegas. 10-9 scoring system here. If there's a knockdown, it'll be 10-8. But if it's either 2 knockdowns or if the referee stops the fight, you're talking about a 10-7 score. If there's knockdowns on both sides, which we saw in our first matchup this evening with Miami and New York, they will go to the judge's decision. So everything matters here. So much at stake in this matchup. But quickly, let's look back on what we saw earlier tonight with that defending champion, the NYC Attitude. Look, they had a scrape at the end of the regular season and rally against Boston to get in the playoffs. They had moments here where they were crawling back against Miami. But Steve, as soon as New York City got close within 1 point, Miami stepped on the gas pedal. We saw fireworks, and that's when the momentum changed for good.
Miami stepped up. They turned the lights on the Hemi, and they hit the gas, man. They kept going. Like I said before, these are fighters that fight in amateur tournaments or have fought in amateur tournaments. They know how to climb the ladder, and they know how to steal those rounds. Now we're in one round. 3 minutes, sometimes 3 minutes can seem like forever in this boxing world, but they handled themselves very well. Miami kept the lead and showed superior skill.
And Miami have so many Cuban fighters on their team with over 200, 300 amateur fights. They have a lot of professionals with really terrific records, but like Mr. Steve Cunningham said, they kicked it back to the days in Cuba when they were letting those hands go, and they showed those money rounds. They just took off to another level, and that's why they're advancing on to the semifinals.
Miami won the first 5 bouts of the money rounds to turn that around. You see the playoff brackets at the moment. We are in the quarterfinals tonight. Boston is already in. LA is already in. Earlier tonight, Miami advanced. Philly and Las Vegas looking for that 4th spot in the semifinals, which will go down in this building in Philadelphia Saturday, July 27th. And of course, that all leads up to Mega Brawl 2, August 1st, Los Angeles. Can't wait to see that. Guys, let's get into this matchup. Dewey, for Las Vegas, the hustle, look, they've had a lot of turnover, but they're locked in, and you can equate TCL to NBA, NHL playoffs, NFL playoffs. It's the hot team at the right time. It looks like Vegas has got their stuff together, if you will.
That's right. My favorite football team are the Pittsburgh Steelers. Back in 2005, they went into the wild cards as the lowest seed and ran the table and became the champions. Or was that 2008? Whatever it was great. And that's exactly what Las Vegas Hustle plan on doing tonight. I've talked to Coach Jeff Mayweather and my nephew, Coach Big David Hayes. They said they're coming for blood tonight. They're coming to knock out the Philadelphia Smoke in their hometown because they know, though this is the city of brotherly love, there is no love tonight for the Philadelphia Smoke. They poked the bear last night yesterday at the weigh-ins with Joey Dawejko going at Patrick Mailata. Las Vegas took that real personal. I expect a really vicious, explosive fight tonight. And what better city to have that mind state than Philly? Because if you don't, you're definitely not going to win.
Well, Las Vegas has proved this regular season that they can hang with any team in the league. But Steve, Philadelphia, your hometown, this is their first season in the TCL, and they've really looked like favorites. 5-1 in this regular season. They only lost a very close one to Boston. Hey, maybe we can see those two teams rematch as these playoffs continue. But it's been the consistency for Philly. Tonight, we'll see your son, Steve Cunningham Jr., join the team. But you know a lot about what it takes to be a Philadelphia fighter. Knockouts win in the TCL, so does just win in every round consistently across the board.
I mean, facts. I mean, listen, I grew up in these gyms, as a pro. I trained with guys like Rasheen Brown when he was a kid. I've seen Isaiah Johnson fighting the amateurs and looking great. Jesse Hart, Joey Dawejko. I've sparred with these guys. This is a unique Philadelphia team. These guys are bad ASS, and they're going to come out here and they're going to show why Philly is Philadelphia. If you want the smoke, we got the smoke here in Philly. I'm still trying to be biased, though. I
don't know, Dewey. Are we going to let this guy speak into a microphone? He's cheering for Philly for more than one reason.
Well, he should. He has his son on the team. I don't have a son. God didn't bless me like that, but I got daughters. And if my daughter would fight tonight, I'd be 100% her regardless. So I feel you, Mr. Cunningham. But let me tell you something. The Las Vegas Hustle, they come here, they plan on hustling. They're called a hustle for a reason. In case you didn't know, Mr. Cunningham, Las Vegas is the fight capital of the world with some of the best boxers in the world there. We'll see what's going on against Philly. All we know is going to be action personified and a guaranteed match you do not want to miss.
let's talk about some of those matches tonight that you don't want to miss. We're going to start in the middleweight division. Adolph Stevens of Las Vegas taking on Elijah Vines of Philadelphia. This is a rematch from when Stevens won earlier when he was on Dallas. We're now seeing it a second time in this matchup for Stevens, a recent addition to the Vegas team. And Dewey, we've seen that. We just saw Ginny Fuse go from Houston to Miami last matchup and score 2 wins. Those late season pickups can be huge to your playoff push.
Absolutely. That's what we do in the Team Combat League. Once the teams who are in the league does not advance to the playoffs, we have a draft, an equal draft for all teams to choose from those teams that didn't advance to the playoffs. And man, to me, Elijah Vines and Rashidi Ellis were the 2 best middleweights in all the Team Combat League. I was completely shocked when Adolph Stevens pulled out that stoppage. I was like, wow, anything could happen in the Team Combat League. So Coach David was smart enough to get him on the team to try to nullify Elijah Vines tonight. Will Elijah Vines get his get back, or will it be the same old thing that happened in Dallas? We'll see.
Vines was 6-1 against anybody not named Adolph Stevens, so we're going to see these two continue that rivalry. How about in the featherweight division? Our focus, Sean Brewer versus Rasheen Brown. And Sean Brewer has been a team leader for Las Vegas. This is going to be one of those key matchups. And Steve, I mean, we can circle this one, and we are. You can also circle any fight on the card because it's momentum that gets you the win. Sometimes you see a knockdown or a knockout. That just sparks the rest of the bench. We may see that in this matchup. We
may see this in this matchup, and we're going to see ultimate skill. You know, listen, we're starting off the show with Rasheen Brown and Sean Brewer. Come on, man. Come on, man. Everybody got to sign up for this, baby. Sign up for TCL. Come on.
And finally, Dewey's been teasing this one, a heavyweight showdown that, by the way, is going to close out the night in the money rounds and could decide this matchup. Joey Dawejko of Philadelphia, Patrick Mailata here of the Las Vegas Hustle. And Dewey, what is the beef between these two?
I have no idea. Those guys went at each other yesterday at the weigh-in. Joey said, I fought one Samoan fight in my life, and I stopped him in 1 round. I'm stopping you tomorrow. That's the quote from Joey, not from me. I got love for my Usos out there. Don't come at me. And Patrick Mailata said, I'm knocking you out now. You disrespecting me. I'm knocking you out. We had to separate them. Man, it got really, really dangerous at the weigh-in. So tonight we expect even more explosiveness and more excitement from those guys. They're going to go at it. I guarantee that fight. They're both are going for the knockouts in that fight. And normally, Mr. Cunningham, you can tell the world when 2 fighters are intent on going for a knockout, you cannot help but get an epic fight.
Epic. The great thing about this whole setup is this is real. These fighters are real. The emotions were real yesterday at the weigh-ins. The motivation is real, winning, but it's on the setting of like a basketball, football level. This is great. This makes for an awesome introduction to boxing for some people, and for the fighters, stay busy, get to work, and be seen. This is awesome, man.
I wrote down in my notes, bulls on parade. That's what we can expect between Mailata and Dawejko, especially knowing, like I mentioned, the final fight of the night at the end of those money rounds. Mailata has brought some big-time power. I mean, you can go as far as calling him a breakout star this calendar year. How important has he been for that squad?
Man, he's carried Las Vegas Hustle on his back in several fights. Every time he stepped in that ring, you've seen wonderful, powerful, frightening things. And we expect the same thing tonight. But, man, Joey, I'll make a quick story. The first time Philly fought this year, I came and I seen Joey. And, you know, I'm like, okay, he's a heavyweight. He looks kind of small to me, blah, blah, blah. He's short, a little chubby, whatever. Looks like a construction worker or something, a mean construction worker. And his hand speed was terrific. His combination punches was fabulous. His boxing skills were incredible. So I became a believer in Joey Dawejko. I just can't believe tonight it's going to be Patrick Mailata versus Joey Dawejko. Guys, this is a heavyweight match you don't want to miss, and these two guys are going to catapult their teams to victory one way or another.
Well, Steve, Mailata has been known as the boogeyman of the heavyweight division in TCL this year. You need someone that's not afraid. That's Joey Dawejko. You've known him a long time in the Philly circles. What makes him so special?
I mean, listen, I've sparred Joey on numerous occasions in Philly. He's got me ready for a few fights. Joey is the real deal. Joey, like my man just said, you can look at Joey and underestimate and get caught and you're going to sleep, all right? Joey's a short guy. He looks like a plumber or construction worker, but here in Philly, the plumber and the construction worker box. I guarantee it. So Joey comes in with power, comes in with speed, and he comes in with a surprising speed that brings power. He's just like he said. He knocked out his last Samoan guy in the first round. I saw that. We saw that. Joey's ready, man.
Don't judge the book by its cover. Joey's got quick hands, as Dewey said. Final point here, Dewey. Look, for Vegas to make some noise, that is your city. They may have to come in and shake up Philly in their own house, which means knockdowns, which means knockouts. Do you think they go in with nothing to lose here, guns blazing?
I'm going to tell the world what I heard Vegas coaches give them a motivational speech after the debacle of the weigh-in yesterday. And they said, guys, this is no longer about just winning. It's about hurting people. Ooh. Coach David Hayes, and I shouldn't be telling the secrets, but I'm going to let out all the tea right now. Coach David Hayes said, I don't care if we win or lose, but I want you guys to effing hurt them tomorrow. I don't want any back foot boxing. I want you to come forward and hurt them. I want 3 scalps from the movie Inglourious Basterds, Brad Pitt. He said he wanted 3 scalps tonight. And Patrick said he was going to definitely give him one of them. And also Sean Brewer said, I'm giving you one in the first round. Ooh. So we'll see how that goes.
Wow, this is the hurt. By the way, this is the hurt business. It's playoff time. Anything can happen. It's Philadelphia. It's Las Vegas, and it's time to fight. The launch rounds begin now. Let's throw it into the ring. Our announcer, Gianni Loquasto.
Team Combat League would like to thank the State Athletic Commission for hosting this incredible playoff matchup, as well as our amazing sponsors, Venom, Adams Boxing, and Two Trees Distilling. We are live on TCL BrawlPass in the very place where careers have been launched, legacies have been defined, and memories have been made that will last a lifetime, some of which have gone to the extreme. So there is no better place than right here, right now, in the historic 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania! It's playoff time, baby! Welcome to Team Combat League! Are you ready to meet your competitors? Introducing first, being led to the ring by Coach Jeff Mayweather, the Las Vegas Hustle! And their opponents, led to the ring by Coach Bob Kane, your Philadelphia Smoke! Now that the stage is set to decide which team will face Boston in the semifinals right back here at 2300 on July 27th. Right now, please all rise for the singing of our national anthem. Singing tonight, Philadelphia Smoke's very own Nair Albright.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
Welcome inside the 2300 Arena, South Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We get set for our first fight.
Competing in round one of the launch rounds in the 126-pound division for Las Vegas, Sean Brewer. And for Philly, Rasheen Brown.
All right, so here we go. 24 rounds to settle it. We already know about the chippiness. Vegas, Philly. Here we go. Brown, Brewer, alongside Bubba Jenkins, Rich Quinones. Of course, all our fight fans viewing us on TCL BrawlPass. Winner tonight moves on next weekend.
Yeah, very excited about this matchup. You can see me kind of tongue-tied and stuck because I was just studying and watching these two athletes. They're going to be fast, explosive. I almost don't want to talk so I can study what's going on, me being a student of the game, but very excited for not only this matchup, but definitely this Brewer versus Brown fight.
Yeah, Brown is exceptional talent, called many of his pro fights, comes in very slick, moves around, works behind that jab, good amateur record. And then Brewer obviously comes in 3-3 TCL, but again, very good looking fighter, compact fighter, will come forward when he needs to. And I love this matchup in the launch rounds to set the tone and the tempo of what we believe is going to be an absolutely explosive night of TCL action.
Both of these guys very slick, hard to hit. I mean, both of them are good at hitting people, but missing each other. Both of these guys are good at slipping and ripping. And it's a good-looking offense that they got going.
And that was a good, quick chopping right by Brown that scored Brewer on the counter as well. 144 to go. Two teams, extremely stacked rosters.
Yeah, with a minute and a half to go, halfway through the round. I still couldn't tell you who's winning, but the crowd's going to make you believe Philly's got it.
But certainly having the benefit of fighting in Philadelphia. Now, we say this, it should not sway the judges, but you do have the benefit of the home crowd, family, friends. When you got Vegas, they got to make that cross-country trip, right? Adjust the body on the fly, but that's what professional boxing is all about.
Absolutely.
Combat sports, you got to adjust on the fly.
The judges are human, so there's the human era of hearing every punch land for Philly and get a reaction from the crowd, and seeing or hearing the punches land for Vegas and getting nothing from the crowd. So the judges might be swayed to that, so that's that home court advantage that you always love to have. But when you're the number one seed, you should get that. It's playoff time.
I think Philly opened up a lot of eyes when they defeated New York City in week one. And obviously, if you joined us earlier today, Miami 229 over the defending champs 222. Miami advances.
Brewer's waiting on Brown to come in and set him up with that hook. And Brown is teasing something, which I don't know. Good left hand by Brewer. They're both trying to set traps. It's a wonderful educational game. Slip and rip. Brewer feeling himself right there. Hit him with the Michael Jackson.
And Brewer's coming in with a 2-fight losing streak in TCL, but certainly a little confidence.
Good punches right there. Both of these guys throwing it.
Brown only one loss.
Tremendous way to kick off the launch round.
But I think Brewer won that because that was an amazing job at the end of hitting when you needed to be hit with the round still undecided and not getting hit. Good here, punches by Brewer, punch, and then soon as Brown gets back on the offense, he misses a lot of punches. Good to watch that one.
Competing round two of the launch rounds in the 126-pound division for the Las Vegas Hustle, Jamie Mitchell. And for the Philadelphia Smoke, Shera Patricio. Round one went to Philadelphia. Overall score, Philly 10, Las Vegas 9.
So Philadelphia gets the all-important first round, 10-9. It'll be Mitchell and Patricio. Patricio making her TCL debut. Mitchell 2-1 in TCL combat action.
I know the Las Vegas Hustlers are already like, all right, here we go again with that nonsense. Giving rounds away that we absolutely 100% need, you know. Tough break there, but it was a close round, so it can't really say it's a robbery in any sort. It was a close round there.
Patricio some amateur bouts, but really this is her pro debut.
This is
for the 21-year-old.
I can't even say this is a bone food fight. This is a bar fight. I thought I saw a stool or a beer can get thrown or something. These ladies are going at it.
And Mitchell, the 39-year-old, letting her hands go a little bit. Patricio comes back with the right hand, and now Mitchell with a left up top. And Patricio trying to apply a little more pressure.
Man, this is so hard to judge because Jamie's landing the more effective punches, but she's going backwards and she is getting hit. So it's different to see, you know, someone get landed on but going backwards and getting backed up and getting popped a little bit.
Left hooks right now might be the difference for Patricio because she's landing those consistently.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we are in Philly. It's got a good feel of the Philly crowd and them being really behind everything that they're doing, as they should be. Patricio, especially earlier on in this bout.
Good right hand by Mitchell. Tried to sneak it home. Oh, another right hand by Mitchell. Both fighters letting their hands fly. 1:14 to go. A lot of action. Oh, Patricio again.
A lot of action going on.
Oh, right up top by Mitchell now. Back and forth. Here we go.
And that's one thing with the ladies. You're going to see a lot of volume, a lot of heavy punches. They might not land heavy, but they're thrown heavy. And they really, really want the knockouts that we all dream of.
Shera May, the 21-year-old.
This is where that, sorry to cut you off. This is where that 2-minute mark where they normally box at, and now they're at the 3-minute mark in TCL, and both of these girls within the last 20 seconds have slowed down drastically. You start to see that 2 minutes and that 3 minutes really make a difference here in the professionals at TCL.
And that's why you have to finish the round strong, even if you think you're running out of gas, because again, it's leaving that lasting impression on the judges. Under 20 to go. Counter left by Mitchell, just grazing Patricio. See if she can get back inside. 1 under 10, round 2 of 24. Philly taking the opening round.
Yeah, that was a good trade there. I think Patricio got the best of it.
I think there's a cut on the right eye.
Yeah, a little head clashing. They both kind of
Philly,
their head.
Give it up for that slugfest!
Hard round to judge, but I think Patricio took that one. Left hook landed right there. Left hook for Jamie right there. Both land right there. A couple hooks there, going backwards, couple punches there. You know, really, really hard. The optics are hard to judge on that. They traded left hooks there, but I think Patricio got the better of her there. Beautiful job in that one. I mean, I hate to be a judge for that one.
Competing in round 3 of the launch rounds in the 135-pound division for the Las Vegas Hustle, Dion Jones. And for the Philadelphia Smoke, Fransicso Rodriguez. Round 2 goes to Philly, 10-9. Overall score, Philly 20, Las Vegas 18.
Philly up by 2. Rodriguez and Jones. I can tell you from calling Rodriguez's fights, wants to get out of the gate, get on the stick, and he will engage.
That's a big boy at this weight class. He looks tall, he looks thick, he looks very big for the weight class. It looks like he has definite size advantage here.
Philly taking the first 2 rounds.
Good jab there and getting out of the way of Dion Jones.
You got the southpaw Rodriguez in there. Probably about an inch or 2 height advantage over Jones. There's that stiff lab. Let that hand go with that left.
Very quick jab right there. Very fast individual.
Right hand. That was set up with those lefts and that jab, getting Jones thinking a little bit. Minute in. Oh, good right uppercut. Pardon me, left by Jones, and they'll both be warned.
I think Vegas has to come out with the understanding that they have to look like the aggressor. They have to be going forward. If it's a draw, if it's close, they got to know it's going to go to Philly, or you got to think it's going to go to Philly. So you can't leave it to that, you got to come out, make it optically look bad, make it physically bad on them, make the fight in every way, shape, or form look like you're the big bully or the aggressor. Because even if you're counter-punching and you're doing well, they're not really even going to count it due to the crowd's reaction and the way they've been scoring so far.
And the only thing, not to push back on that comment, which I agree with, but not 100%, the last 20, 30 seconds, though, too, Bubba, because we saw it in the Miami contest, right, against New York. You have to own that round coming back, that last 20 seconds, right? Especially, as you alluded to, this is Philly's backyard. Now, we're not insinuating anything, but let's be honest, call for what it is. When you're fighting in someone's backyard, you might be giving up a couple rounds. You got to go out and be decisive.
100%. And we all know that. You got to know that you go into somebody's backyard, if it's close, they're going to give it to the other team or to the home team. That's just what it is. When you that's the reason we have home field advantage. That's the reason why in every playoff across every sport, it's vitally important.
Now, does it mean more in this type of concept? Who knows? We'll see how it plays out. Closing in on 3. Jones and Rodriguez, Philly up by 2 early on.
Vegas team has to do a better job on the bench, doing more of the being the crowd for Vegas, hyping their team up, being loud, because one, that's what Philly's doing automatically with their team. 2, they have a crowd behind their bench that's really rooting for them. So the Vegas bench got to get up a little bit. Maybe Coach Hayes has got to get his team riled up and get them into this fight as knowing, yeah, we're in the backyard, but we're the bigger bully.
A strong flurry to end round 3.
Because right now it's looking like 3-0.
Competing in round 4 of the launch rounds in the 147-pound division from the Las Vegas Hustle, Darian Castro. And for the Philadelphia Smoke, Isaiah Johnson. Round 3 goes to Philadelphia 10-9. Overall score, Philly 30, Vegas 27.
Looking hot prospects in this area. 9-0 as a pro. And he's done extremely well in TCL. Hasn't lost just yet. See if Castro is up to the test.
Yeah, Isaiah's extremely fast and extremely long, right? But Castro is one of those guys who reads off of every response that you do. So if you're going to be fast, be extremely fast. If you're going to be long, be extremely long, because Castro's going to be jumping on every little flinch and mistake that you make. I've seen this guy fight a couple times this year. He's not only one of my favorites, but one of the TCL Team Combat audience favorites.
He's been absolutely brilliant. 21-year-old, 5'10", native of Havana, Cuba. Resides in Vegas, 6-0 in TCL.
Very good eyes. He's got very good eyes, and much like a Cuban boxer from the Olympics type, he's going to let you know when he scores. He's going to hit you and raise his hand, so there's no understanding on the judges' cards who's doing what.
Well, you don't want to shoe shine too much. We're in Philly. You might get a nickel or a dime stolen if you try to do that. But to your point, Castro is a really good-looking fighter. I love this matchup right now. This is only round 4.
Man, if he would have stayed in there on that hook, he wouldn't have left. He might have landed that one. I mean, he's hopped in on a beautiful 1-2, tried to get that right hook off, and just missed it because he was hopping on his way out. If he stands there and plants his feet a little bit, I think he hits Isaiah right as Isaiah thinks he's going to exit. Just like that. And he can, like he puts his hand up, let you know, I scored.
And then Johnson with the counter on the right that touched him up, just missed with the left, 1:16 to go. This is a huge round early on for Vegas.
Absolutely, and this is usually when Vegas turns the round. Sean Brewer usually comes out and does a good job for Vegas, and they usually continue down the line. But a lot of times when Castro comes out, it changed the tide of what Vegas is doing for their team. It changed the tide in not only the scoring, but the momentum shape. Ooh, body shot right there was beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful slip, rip underneath, right hand to the body. Wonderful shot right there by Castro.
Under 40 seconds to go, round 4. Another body shot with the right by Castro.
Came upstairs. Educational. Love what Castro is doing as far as just being looking like, even though he's the counterpuncher, he's looking like he's the more aggressive advancer. You know, very different than what Dion Jones looked like, even though he was being the counterpuncher.
Sure.
Castro is counterpunching off of Isaiah. He is moving off of Isaiah's movements, but he looks like he wants Isaiah to do something as a mistake. Just right there, Isaiah jumps in with a jab, and he counters with a hook. Optically, this is not what I mean. He's backing up, but he's scoring, and it's probably the end of the round where he feels as though he won. Very fast.
And
Great job.
It would be a big round if Vegas gets it, because obviously it snaps. It would snap a 3-round losing streak. They need to get some type of momentum, but they don't strike me as a team that's going to panic.
Nope, they got that big Mailata at the end of the rope, so usually he gives them a good round, good couple punches, and a lot of times he puts them out for the money round and the middle rounds. You have that safety rope in big Mailata.
Competing in the 5th round in the launch rounds in the 147-pound division for the Las Vegas Hustle, Mary Spencer. And for the Philadelphia Smoke, Isabel Lopez. Round 4 went to Philadelphia 10-9.
Wow.
Overall score, Philly 40, Vegas 36.
So we are now 4 rounds in, and Vegas has not captured a round. Can they do it right here?
Wow.
Lopez, Estrada, Philly up 4, 40-36. That was a tough, you could have made a case, obviously, for Castro in round number 3. Pardon me, in round number 4, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely. And that really takes the steam away from what Vegas is doing. They feel like even if they win the round, they got to get a knockout, or it's just, because I thought that was very, very one-sided, in my opinion.
But remember, too, everything's subjective at the end of the day. What are the judges looking at, right?
Right,
I mean, if you can just go and rip off knockouts after knockout like Miami was doing, or we've seen other teams doing in the past, then obviously you don't leave it to chance. So this is a good matchup on paper between these teams, and a lot of rounds left.
It's going to be close, very close all the way through. But Spencer is doing a good job of answering when Isabella punches, because she's come over the top of that jab 2 or 3 times, and I'm just like, ooh, that is very skilled, very beautifully looking.
Lopez with a straight right hand.
Lopez answered back right there. Good right hand by Lopez. She did what she got done to. She came right over the top, rolled with it.
Spencer trying to create a little space, a little combination. 1:42 to go.
The night is young, but we're here in Philly. I'm surprised I'm not seeing more Philly shells. I'm surprised I'm not seeing more of the shell, more of the rock'em sock'em robot type of style that you get from those Philly fighters.
Give it time, my friend. We're only in the launch rounds. 1:22 to go, and Lopez kind of shaking, nodding her head a little bit, moving around. Body shot. Spencer tries to come with a counter left of her own. Another shot. Ooh, good combination and good exchange right there under a minute to go.
Good left hook to the head. Good by Isabel. Good pressure by Mary Spencer.
Right hand by Lopez. Another right.
It's that 1 minute mark. That 2 minute mark. They're both like, all right, this is usually over by now.
But I'm glad they're 3 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We want that.
Good left hand by Spencer. Just missed with that wild left hook. Yes. Right hand, though. She's got to get going with that. Left to the body's been working for her. Under 25 seconds to go.
Good slip right there. Blocked both of those punches and answered back. Very skilled fighters right here. They're doing a good job of doing everything right.
Oh, that might have been the deciding factor, that left hand.
Yeah, that left hand landed twice.
I think Vegas might be looking at a 5-0 deficit.
It doesn't look good for Mayweather.
But see how you're cleaning up that round?
Hear it from
That's
these
what it's
two
about.
powerful athletes.
Clean up the round, even if you touch them up a little bit.
Good exchanges here. That 1, 2, 3. She tried to land. Boom. Both coming over top. Just missing with the same hand. 1-2 landed, and she got up out of there very nicely. Try to jump in with another jab, and then that overhand, boom, 3 landed. 1-2. That was the deciding matter right there. I think that won him again.
Competing in round 6 of the launch rounds in the 160-pound division for the Las Vegas Hustle, Sharif Rahman. And for the Philadelphia Smoke, Steve Cunningham. Round 5 went to Philadelphia 10-9. Overall score, Philly 50, Las Vegas 45.
Thus far, a shutout. We got to look at Steve Cunningham paying homage to his father, Steve USS Cunningham, former great cruiserweight. And then how about this, Sharif Rahman? His father was a pretty damn fighter in his heyday as well.
Absolutely.
World champ. So you got the pedigree and you got the lineage right here. And I look for this to be a very entertaining affair. And again, Vegas got to get off the schneid and get around. Cunningham with a right hand.
Fighting is in their blood, and you can see it. These guys have been throwing punches since they've been spooning milk. I mean, literally, these guys have been fighting since they have been able to walk. You can see it in their technique and their ability to strike. Now they want to get into some mixed martial arts, what I'm a big fan of. So, you know, you transition after you've seen greatness for as long as these guys have. Their fathers being who they are.
You cross over.
But no, it's a wonderful war we got here between the sons of champions. Love to see that in the sport.
Good left, calling shot to the midsection by Cunningham. Just missed with a wild left. Rahman comes up, touches him with the right hand of his own. $154 to go in round 6. We are closing in on the launch rounds, and so far Philly has shut out Las Vegas.
Yeah, you can see the look on some of the coaches and Las Vegas teammates that they're just a little bit dejected. They got that look of what are we supposed to do on their face, and you never want to go into, you know, the playoffs with that kind of feeling as though you feel you're getting cheated. You got to find a way, with there being 18 rounds still to go, you got to find a way to shake out of that and come out of this 5-point deficit. Started off with a couple of knockouts or a couple of wins, get something started.
That was probably the best combo from Sharif. Touched up Cunningham a little bit. 1 minute to go. Round 6 of 24, Philly 50, Las Vegas Hustle 45. We already saw Miami dethrone TCL champ, New York City Attitude 229-222 in a match that, let's be honest, wasn't really close. The tie changed in the money rounds when Miami ripped off 5 straight wins. Oh, goodness, left found a home.
Yeah. The left hook almost found a home, but they're ripping back and forth. It's a good fight between Cunningham and Rahman. Cunningham, I believe, is taking it forward. Good to watch. They're going to hold him. They're going to call him for holding. Rahman holding a little bit.
These rounds go so fast. Just the pace. Every fight that we've seen thus far. Fighters letting their hands go left and right under 10 seconds to go.
Oh, good left hook right there.
Did Vegas do enough to finally secure their first round?
I don't think so.
That'll do it for round 6 in the launch rounds.
See southpaw of that uppercut. Ooh, he slipped that jab to the inside, ripped that uppercut. That mattered. That was the biggest punch of the fight right there.
Competing in round 7 of the launch rounds in the 175-pound division for the Las Vegas Hustle, Dayan Depestre. And for the Philadelphia Smoke, Jesse Hart. Round 6 went to Philadelphia 10-9. Overall score, Philly 60, Las Vegas 54.
Wow. As we get set for round number 7, 6 in the books. Philly with the clean sweep. It'll be Depestre and, of course, Jesse Hart. Philadelphia late season acquisition, and Hart has just been tearing it up. 5-1. Depestre 13-8, really solid mark as well. This is a good matchup on paper, but Vegas, Bubba, desperately has to get a round.
They got to get something. They got to get on a good foot. They need to find that hustle, or it's going to be a very, very quick and short blowout night for this Philadelphia Smoke. They came in being at home, and they smoked Vegas out with these, first 3-4 fights just in a row, and now we're at the point of hoping the score doesn't look as bad as it should.
Sure, and there was one or two, really the one where we could have made the case for in favor of Vegas, but you just have to get a little bit of momentum, right? Pick up a yard, right? We got to try to run the ball a little bit, got to pick up at least a couple yards, just keep them honest. And right now, Vegas has not been able to do that. And Philadelphia, true to their nickname, they're smoking them right now. They got to get back to momentum, and I think this is a good fight to get it if Depestre can just apply a little pressure and not get caught. Hart is such a veteran. Jesse Hart, he's a veteran. He's been there before, fighting for belts and world titles, and obviously Eugene Hart, Jesse's seen it all, so he knows all the tricks of the trade.
Yeah. And it's going to be hard to beat a guy like that, like you said. And he's fighting very smart as well. Even though Depestre is coming forward, looking offensive, he's not hitting much. Jesse Hart is doing a good job of being very defensively sound, circling around them. If we're talking takedowns, he's gotten a couple of them just by moving his feet and getting out of the way of Depestre's, a little bit of a wild hooks that he's been throwing. But it's still anyone's round with a minute left, and I think if Hart's going to do something, if Depestre's going to do something for Vegas, he's got to do it right now while Hart's waiting.
Philadelphia set the tone for their season opening week 1 when they defeated New York City Attitude, and they've just been pretty much, they had the one loss obviously, but they've been cruising pretty much throughout the season.
Good trade there. They both went for it right there on that trade.
Under 35 seconds go, round 7 of 24.
Nice try there with the uppercuts and the hooks.
Philly's lone loss was a 1-point setback, 226-225 to Boston back on May. In Boston, by the way.
In Boston.
Little side note for you.
Yep, I can see that. A lot of this home advantage, I'm excited to see the league get bigger. A lot of the home advantages are massive because the crowds really, really believe in their teams that are at home. They really, really support the Philly way of boxing, the Las Vegas way, the Los Angeles way of boxing. Yeah. They really have a culture inside of their city. Is this the one we all been wanting to see? Is this the one we've been wanting to see? The matchup of Vegas versus Philly has not been great, but this Mailata versus Joey fight is the one we've been waiting to see right here.
Competing in the 8th and final launch round in the heavyweight division for the Las Vegas Hustle, Patrick Mailata. And for the Philadelphia Smoke, Joey Dawejko. Round 7 went to Philadelphia 10-9. Overall score, Philly 70, Las Vegas 63.
Philly banking another round, 70-63, Dawejko. Mailata, and let's just say they will not be spending the holidays together. Round 8 of 24. Do not blink, you might miss a knockout.
Big hands, heavy hands. Mailata landed an overhand and got Joey's attention. I ain't saying it hurt her, I'm just saying it got him attention. Got Dewey laughing.
Joey barking at Dewey, Dewey barking at me, you barking at me. This is what it's all about, TCL. Oh, good right hand. Oh, left hand by Dawejko.
They're going to be a lot of overhands, and going to be a lot of hooks, and a little bit of tussling. A little love there between the two warriors.
And Dawejko always, throughout the course of his career, fighting guys taller than him, so those shots are looping, but he's also developed some really nice body work. We just saw it there with the left hand. It's almost like a sledgehammer, right? Left jab, he comes in different angles. Now Mailata with the left, tries to go back downstairs, a minute in round 8.
Left hook to the body mattered for Big Joey. Came upstairs with it, but just out of reach. And then Mailata answers back with a stiff jab. These guys are in here to get these guys out of here, and you can feel it. You can feel that punch that's just about to land.
And more importantly, this is, again, we can't overstate the obvious. We're at round 8. Vegas got to get off the schneid eventually and wake up. Body shot there from Mailata trying to
good body shot.
Push back Dawejko and leaning a lot of weight on him, too.
That's what Mailata's going to do now. Mailata's going to lean on you. It's only 3 minutes, and he knows you got 2 rounds. It's going to be effective. He knew he was going to body up Joey. That's what Joey should have been expecting. If he's seen anything from Mailata this year, Mailata's a little bit of a train, a little bit of a truck. He's going to throw you some big punches then put shoulders behind it.
You got the truck and you got the tank. Something's got to give.
Something's got to give, and I think they're going to meet here in Philly, right in the middle of the cage, in the middle of the ring. My fault. I feel like it's got that heavyweight fight championship feel. It's got that.
Listen, you're a fighter. You are a fighter. That's okay. You can get a little juice. That's not a problem.
Man,
you're
I want to see a knee and elbow. I want to see it all go to action. Ooh, good overhand right there.
45 seconds ago. Big opportunity for the hustle in this one. Down 7, 70-63, but the big boys letting their hands go. Mailata with a body shot to Dawejko, doesn't phase him.
Man,
35
seconds.
That
together a little bit better, making it a little bit sharper, like that, just like that.
Then
making it not so wild, but bringing his feet with him, it would have been way more effective.
You have a lot of beef in the ring right now, under 20. Let's see. Can they close the 8th round? Oh, good left shot by Mailata.
And the overhand landed well. Joey's looking to get up out of there as far as melting his clock. A lot of complaining, a lot of looking around. I think those punches are starting to make an effect from Mailata. I know that hook is mean.
The launch rounds have been completed in a slugfest.
I wonder who Dewey's giving that money to. 500 on the line. That's an extra couple cheesecakes for Joey.
Very curious to see how the judges saw this one as well, because Philadelphia ripping through the first 7 rounds.
In the final launch round, the score was Philadelphia 10, Las Vegas 9. Overall score, Philadelphia 80, Las Vegas 72.
Clean sweep.
Yeah, so as we have 8 in the books for the launch rounds, I mean, I know, and you came on, full disclosure, you said, listen, objectivity be damned, and that's okay, right? But Philly is, right now they're taking Vegas behind the woodshed, 80-72.
It's bad. It's bad. I'm glad I didn't put no colors on. No, honestly, you can see why Philly's been the #1 seed. There is a couple of the swing fights that, you know, you wanted to go the other way, or you kind of looking, as soon as they made the announcement, like, well, I wonder what they saw there. But for the most part, it has been Philly smoke all the way through. They've been controlling, and they're in the lead.
The Brewer fight, the Brown fight, the Castro fight, even if you just would have grabbed 1 or 2, if they would have grabbed 1 or 2, but right now, Philadelphia smoking Vegas after 8 as we get set for the middle rounds. But how about a little analysis? I'm sure Steve Cunningham is a little giddy up there, repping Philadelphia. We'll throw it back up to Brian and the crew. Guys, what do you think?
Thank you so much, Rich. Here, of course, with a happy papa in Steve Cunningham, the former 2-time Cruiserweight World Champion. His son obviously filling in, Steve Cunningham Jr. on the Philadelphia Smoke and being one of 8 victorious launch rounds. Steve, we said this whole regular season, Philly it's kind of looked like the favorite, the #1 seed entering the playoffs, to come out against a very talented Vegas team and clean sweep them. Message received, correct?
Message received, message given, message received. Listen, I told you guys, Philly, listen, look, hey, I'm losing my voice, I'm yelling so much. But Philly's got that dog in them, Philly's got the skill, Philly's got that heart, and Philly is in shape. This is a beautiful team, it's a beautiful setup. I do want to mention Patricio. I was very, very excited and happy to see her put in the work she did against Mitchell. Mitchell's a monster. And she did her thing.
Our second bout of the evening, among the most exciting that we've seen as Shera Patricio gets the victory. Let's not pass over Go. Let's go to your son here. Steve Cunningham Jr. against Sharif Rahman, by the way, the son of the former heavyweight champion, Hasim Rahman, who's got a couple boys in the pro boxing game. Your son came out, left uppercut from distance here, Steve, and really just pushed the pace throughout.
Yeah. I mean, listen, when you got a good dance partner and Sharif Rahman, who's a good fighter also, you got to step up, you know. And, you know, Junior did his thing, man. You know, this is a good exercise for everybody. I'm very proud of my son for stepping up and doing this. But I'm also excited to see Sharif Rahman in there getting in work, too. This is a great, I keep saying it, man, this is a whole great setup. The league is dope, man.
Well, Cunningham versus Rahman will be one of 5 bouts tonight that we will see a second time during the money rounds as you look back on the action in those launch rounds.